It's impossible to hold a belief without it holding you back. And if you don't believe me, well, that's fine. I don't care. It is impossible to hold a belief tightly without holding you back. And if you don't believe me, that's fair. You think conviction is a strength, and sometimes it is, and a sign of character, which is more debatable, but acceptable. But what if conviction is the thing that kind of blinds us? What do we do? To be an idiot is fine. Really, it is harmless. I'm an idiot. And the real danger is to be certain of everything, like this certainty that is impossible to penetrate. The moment you believe you are too smart to be manipulated, you already are inside the show. And the media loves people like you, who are certain and who are so smart that they would not be ever manipulated. They tend to be so focused in not being played by one side that the other side gets us so easily. You think you just watching from outside, analyzing and laughing at the crowd, but in reality, you are a part of it. And when I say media, I do mean social media, TV, newspapers, radio, in general, whatever. This is the tricky part. We are wired to hear news from the village, not so much from the whole world. So when the world floods us with news, we look for hints on how to feel about it. Because media does not just tells you what happened, it tells you how to feel about it. Let's think about how headlines sometimes are written. One newspaper calls a protest chaos on the street, and another calls the same protest a fight for freedom. Objection leading language. It's not so much about the facts, even though they do speak of the facts, is more about steering your emotions in the right direction. More than being informed, you are being sold a little bit of a feeling, either anger or pity or pride or disgust. And feelings spread faster than facts. Think about any viral news or any subject that is in everybody's lips. It's an emotional component that is there, not a factual one. Feelings take over faster than facts can. So yes, Ben Shapiro, facts do care about your feelings, and so do you. And so do I. The best way to see this is with a case that was nobody else's business but those people. That did not affect anybody's life. Yet half of the world was visually perturbed. The Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial. And a trial of people who are privileged, who live in a world completely different from ours, yet somehow half of the world could take the time to make it, to take it so personally, especially the ones who were against her. Did this touch our lives? Probably not, but millions watched every clip, dissected every reaction from Amber Heard, mainly, turned into TikToks and memes. It was very much a World Cup of outrage. The truth almost did not matter, as we now know that they were both toxic, but it matters how it made us feel. It matters that Amber Heard was unlikable, and we wanted to justify that. Everyone had to pick a side. Everyone had to feel something about it. Every time you saw something about it, you had a feeling on what you should feel. You looked at their faces and you knew what to feel about that headline. But this is obviously not limited to gossip. Let's look at our Charlie Kirk's shooting. It's a tragedy. What happened in itself is a tragedy. And for other people, it became a punchline. People who called themselves good people were celebrating and partying around the fact that a man died. But on the other hand, people who never heard about him were mourning like they were their first cousin. Charlie Kirk's news came with a disproportionate amount of inappropriate reactions to it. Some positive reactions went too far into being positive about it, and some negative reactions, the mourning, went too far on the other end, which becomes performative at a certain point. And human death like that deserves dignity. Even if you mourn for a person who made the world worse, he still deserves dignity. And we can still acknowledge two things at the same time: that he wasn't a good person and that he did not deserve to die. We do not need to be performative celebrating a death of a person and performative in crying about a person we didn't know. God forbid we have complicated feelings about complicated things like death, like killing. We always feel like the feelings have to be primal, have to be simple, have to be strong. And this is how media works. It turns events into spectacles instead of news, and we join in. But what is our favorite feeling to have? Well, it's rage. And this is the uncomfortable truth, is that it's not just that media manipulates it, is that we like it, is that rage feels good, is that belonging to a certain group that thinks like you feels good, is that being on the right side of whatever you think it's right feels good. We say we hate propaganda, and we laugh at the idea that anybody might brainwash us. But when something hurts our side, our team, our feelings, we jump head first. This is not just brainwashing. This is consent. We have been consenting to this. We have been consenting to being brainwashed. We allow ourselves to be colonized into thinking our problems with immigrants and trans people and women and gays and when men, whatever side you are. The target changes every couple of years, but the trick is still the same, is to hate, blame some assorted group. And yet, we all walk around thinking we are immune, that we are too clever to fall for it because we have the facts. But to be intelligent is not a shield. In fact, it makes us easy to trick, because intelligent people sometimes are vain, and smart people sometimes trust their own judgment a little bit too much, and they rarely question it. And that confidence becomes a weak spot, a blind spot. And history is full of examples. Educated Germans in the 1930s, did not think they were being brainwashed either. Many people were well-read, intelligent, and fallen for the propaganda and the scams and the fake news. And it's still happening with smart and dumb people, with misinformation about COVID, elections, wars, often shared by people who describe themselves as informed. But also, knowing this trick won't save you, because this is an optical illusion. Even if you know you're being manipulated, there's still the illusion of not being manipulated. The optical illusion where you know it's a trick, but you still see the whatever thing it is. A rabbit? A face? I don't know what I'm going to use, so it probably is going to be the one that is a hat and a face. Whatever the trick is, even if you know it's a trick, you can still see it. And this is how manipulation works, even if you know it. Awareness does not erase it. So knowing is not enough. What do we do with all of this? Because I think of all this news and information storm as a carousel, is the media spins us around, the outrage spins us around, scandal spins us around, and we hold on to because the ride feels real and the rotation feels, and it is, to some degree, real. Every headline is another spin, and in every scandal is another turn, and the faster it goes, the less we notice that it has nothing to do with us at all. And then we can question, so if I am in this carousel, what am I holding on to? I'm holding on to what they gave me. And you can't stop the carousel, because this is just how the world is. You can't stop headlines from coming, or scandals from erupting, or outrage from trending. You need to be a person in the world, but this is what you can do. You can step back and ask, would I even care if I had not seen this story? Am I angry because it matters or because I was told to? Not glamorous questions, I know. They will not go viral, but they are a way to stop being dragged around like a puppet. Then again, responsibility is also important here, because they might be telling the story, but what about the temptation to listen? Religions talk endlessly about temptation, usually about sex, but we rarely talk about the temptation of rage, the temptation of revenge, the temptation of hate. And I will say it again. This is not brainwashing. This is consent. More than an airborne virus, we are giving them the permission to blame, to hate, and to outrage. But there is a bigger problem here, and it's what about the beliefs that we already hold? And here is the bridge to the bigger problem. If media can shape our feelings this easily, then what about the beliefs that we already hold? The ones that we grip tightly, the ones that we are certain about? What if those are not anchors at all, but cages? What if everything we think keeps us safe is just another story we are clinging to? Let's take something simple. I believe that Earth is round. The reason I believe the Earth is round is because I've been told to. I've never seen it, other than in pictures. I have no reason to believe the opposite. Every time I see a flat earther with the arguments, the truth is I don't have the knowledge to point to them that their arguments are wrong. I never went to investigate the Earth shape by myself. I never did calculations. I never went on a spaceship. I have seen on the airplane a little bit of a rounded line, if that's proof. I'm not sure if it is, but I guess I've seen that. I was born in an island, and I've seen the sea level, how it's slightly rounded. But I don't really care if this subject matches what I see. And I don't really care to get the arguments to disprove the flat earthers. That's their problem. But if one day scientists all got together and found out or revealed that the earth is flat after all, and they showed us how it works, and I would probably change my belief, because this is a belief I hold on very loosely. I've been told I have no reason to believe the opposite, and I'm not going to give in to conspiracy theories. But also, the Earth being flat or round is a subject that doesn't affect me at all. When I take an aeroplane, I go on that aeroplane and then I land somewhere else. I don't have to take responsibility for the Earth being flat. I am not a teacher with students on conspiracy theories, so I don't have to prove or study that subject. Is of no interest to me, although I do find the conspiracy theorists' state of mind interesting to me. But on the other hand, my belief that this banana with duct tape is actual fine art, that's a belief I hold on much stronger, much more personal to me. And I have a video about it, so you can check it out. But even if you would convince me otherwise, I would survive. It's not an essential thing for me to believe. It's not earth-shattering. Could change my mind if it was proof so. But this is the problem. If you hold on to beliefs with too much grip, they will hold you back too. But the beliefs you hold and you operate with them, but you hold them loosely and you're ready to change, you become more adaptable. Not wishy-washy. You become more adaptable. If media tells you what to feel, our beliefs decide whether we listen. Our beliefs decide. The real question is not whether we hold them, but if our beliefs are holding us and holding us back too. But if a belief is holding you back, then you need to change. Thank you for watching.